What's good, what's good, what's goody, y'all? Once again, y'all, B-Boys Underground, episode number 80, y'all. We got the one and only GreyBeard and Just Emcee out of Denver, Colorado, y'all. Shout out to them. Check this song out right here, man. New shit right here.
Stepped over the motherfucking line when you thought this was gonna be another regular.
Mad way.
This is only by the
Cloak.
$9 bills all in my
Boogie Bang and GreyBeard.
so they can
Etiquette.
shit at any time. My name is Cloak. Who goes there? It's your nightmares. I got a couple words to spare. Don't fight fair, cause buddy, life's not fair. Should I go on? Cause I might stop there. It's your dreams talking. Now I got the mic. Put it in the coffin, go and kill the hype. Let it breathe, you a different breed, like a pedigree. My etiquette is too pristine, ain't no one ahead of me. And mentally, you don't wanna battle with this weaponry. Tryna dodge the jealousy, essentially I'm heavenly gifted. I'm really cut different, smoking up lifted, sparking up interest.
They said I'm sick as salmonella, hella dope, fella scope. Bullets for your folk, man, I scramble up his egg yolk. Boogie's not a joke, if he chuckle, I'ma burn him. Power punches, fist of fury, tapping on his sternum. Fold him like he origami, intricate, my etiquette is medicine for niggas that was missing all these lessons, kid. Icky vicious, my method is Mad Max. Whenever the god raps, I give him the brass tacks. Only facts, black, do it in the diatribe. Venom from the pulpit, my city full of fireflies. Burn it all down, sounds bang from a sewer grate. Gold on the plate when we poly for these newer tapes. Fucking with the greats, beard bluer than the sky be. Cloak with the goats, dope quotes in my IV. Boogie got the butter's own churn for you slags. Man, I did it for the art, traded riches for the rags, homie.
I'm a real psycho, like Be Real and Leezy. Rock the industry and tell the haters be easy. The double barrel make them go night-night, they too sleepy. Catch me in the hood blowing trees with the hippies. On the herbs beat, this mad herb shit. The verbalist, lyricist, and the herbalist. We smoke that organic, your shit's fake, you synthetic. Your squad's pathetic, race with no etiquette. Bluebeard, I'm the starter of the Armageddon. From a felon to a legend in a split second. I'm on stage rocking with my son, my blood like present. Haters heading for the exit. Exhibit shit cause I'm restless. Had you on the guest list. How'd you end up on my hit list? What is this? Pulled up, smoking on the Hadar. Now we on everybody's radar. My tracks hit like a strike from Neymar.
Truly sick psycho. Mask on like Michael. On your block, on the rooftop with a rifle. Delightful violence, moving all in silence. Ruling, I'm not fooling when we're pulling in the lines. Working overtime, designing rhymes to blow your mind. Slow your roll or fold them, cause my flow is glowing so divine. Turn the lights off, my shine consume the rooms. Got you seeing colors like you ate a bag of shrooms. But that don't faze me, flip a beat that's gravy. Hip to be in history that got me going crazy.
Come on.
So buck the fuck up. Knuckle up, I'm chuckling, these suckers got me stuck. My life's a movie though, moving like a torpedo. Fast, I'm quick to slash, I crash because you fucking bore me, yo. That's my story, yo, and I'm sticking to it. Leave your crew in ruin, cause I'm doing how I do it.
Yo, y'all. GreyBeard. Just Emcee. Starting now. B-Boys Underground is live, y'all. Check this out right here.
I'm used to popping seeds, chopping leaves, and topping trees, high energy. Got me taking chances like a lottery. Hold up, alright, I might roll up tonight with something rolled up in gold, quarter inch for the wiring. That's TRS, I'm talking about the speakers, while other MCs stay worried about them sneakers. I focus on presence and try to look up to legends, make reference to my life and try to keep my head up.
Yo, I step into the party and I put the flame to paper. Man, you can catch a second hand.
I'm walking through the paper,
saturate the airwaves, roll it up as fair play. This is Colorado, so it's all day.
every day.
Catch me out on Colfax,
Stand in front of bar red.
after the performance, take a J straight to the head. Know it goes straight when I see it. Wanna roll it, you better believe it. I got a degree in smoking these trees and medicate whenever needed. Every day's a weed fest.
Go ahead and take a deep breath.
Inhalate the medicine and fill your fucking chest.
And when times are hard, I roll another one.
Light another one.
Hitting the pipe, smoke inside my lungs.
Grade A prime bud.
I'm on it like a magnet.
Been doing this since 8th grade. Every day I got to have it. It's surprising.
How high I am, up on the ceiling, sorta like I'm Spider-Man.
Shake your righteous fist at me.
But it ain't a fucking mystery.
Been drinking, brewing, smoking hash since way back in history.
Call that shit web.
Cause I'm stuck to the habit.
If it's got the milky trichomes, I got to have
Yo,
it.
just light another
Then
one.
another one and another one.
And then we'll split these verses cause this beat sounds just like butter, son.
It's like trips for a rabbit, making beats in the lab, and yet I gotta get back to my cannabis.
What's good, what's good, what's goody? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. Check it out, man. B-Boys Underground is live, man. It is, what is it? It is Wednesday, May 21st. I hope y'all are having a wonderful start to your spring, and we appreciate you all. And again, if you don't know, we do this every single Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific, live, and also on pop-ups every Tuesdays and Thursdays and Mondays. Next week we've got another guest that Gorilla Strong just locked in, but shout out to everybody tuned in live. It's time to get to it. First up, we got my one and only motherfucking homie, GreyBeard, aka Mad Ways. What's goody, fam?
What's goody, Boogie?
Man, just
Ready for this?
Man, we ready for it, man. We ready for it. I've been ready, man. Let's go.
Big salute to the homies GreyBeard and Just Emcee. Let's go.
Absolutely. First up, we got the one, the only GreyBeard in the house. What's goody?
What up? Thanks for having me out. Peace from Denver.
Yes, peace from Denver, and thank you for being here. And new guest to the show. We got the one and only Just MC. What's goody, man?
Good. How's it going?
Good. Good
What
to
up,
see
what
you.
up, what up?
Welcome to B-Boys Underground, and welcome in, y'all.
Thanks
This
for
is
having
how
me.
we get down. Yeah, man. So looking forward to this one, man. Y'all been killing it. You, GreyBeard and Bluebeard, the beards have linked up, right? You know, I'm short beard. I'm Michael McDonald, salt and pepper beard, but it's all good. You know, I got that Michael McDonald. It's working for me, but yeah, I'm on B beard. What's good, man? How's everybody doing, man? Welcome in. It's been a minute since we've had you on, and definitely want to know what the whole get down is. But the first thing is that, you know, Just MC, this is your first time to the show.
Yeah.
So there's something that we got to know, man. Let everybody know first and foremost who you are, where you repping from, where you come from, and all of that good stuff. Let them know.
Yeah. Well, I go by Just MC, but I'm not just an MC. I'm MC, beat maker, videographer. Try to get my hands into anything I can do to, you know, do the art and create the hip hop and keep it going. So, I kind of try to keep busy. I'm from Colorado. I'm a Colorado native. Born and raised here, and GreyBeard and I linked up, I want to say 2016 for the first time. And we've just been kind of throwing shit back and forth and working with each other ever since.
Gotcha.
Hell yeah.
And that's very much a Colorado thing. Coloradoans will let you know if they're born and raised here because they want you to know that you don't belong here because the state's overpopulated, man. Like, cost of living's a motherfucker and everything, man. So that I've got family that was here that helped homestead this motherfucker. So you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, my whole family's not from here, but yeah.
Really?
No, but and it's nothing like that. But there's so few people that are here that were born here still. So I feel like everyone's always asking me, like, where are you actually from? And it's like I'm from here.
Here, motherfucker. Like, I'm really from here. Like, really from here. Like,
seriously.
Hell yeah, man. And that's crazy. GreyBeard, were you originally from here, or were you born and transplanted in here too?
Yeah, I was originally I was born and raised out in Los Angeles, out in the San Fernando Valley. And I moved out here in 2002.
2002. Gotcha. All right. So yes. What brought you out here again? What brought you out this way?
So I had two little girls at the time.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't want them growing up in Sylmar where I was. So had a chance to bounce out here, and it was like I came out here before to visit, and it was like super clean and like very nice. So yeah, I mean, I had a chance to come out here. I figured, fuck it, let's bounce. Did it.
2002 was a good time to come out here too, and then it got crazy about 10 years later. But
exactly.
Yo. Yeah, man. And, you know, Just MC, like you said, you're not just an MC. You produce, you make beats. I was checking your stuff out, man. Dope stuff. And I want to ask, basically, if the one question that everybody has to ask or answer when they pop on B-Boys is, for the first time, is you got to let us know, man, what was the first memory, or what is the first memory that you have associated with hip hop, period? Like, I want you to take us, put us in the room, let us know what's smelling in the atmosphere, how old you are, what the song's playing, and how that had an impact on you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think specifically. I know I was probably around 8, and it was definitely my older brother. He's about 14 years older than me. So there's two scenarios that come to mind like vividly, and one was hopping in his truck when I was pretty young, around that age, and he was rocking the Beastie Boys Hello Nasty album that had just come out. So I remember him just cranking that and falling in love with it right away. The other instance would be similar from my brother. I was, you know, just going through his records, all his CDs or tapes, actually cassettes at that time. And he had some Cool Keith, and he had some Farside. And when I heard Farside, I was like, this is the music. Oh shit. Like that song ever since then has stuck with me. So
Passing Me By was a song that just Yeah, man, that song though, I can remember the first time I heard that. I was like, "What in the fuck is this? This is crazy!" Like, just how it came in with the backwards, and then the sample. You know, that's "Summertime in the City." Quincy Jones. That whole album is
Yeah.
dope. And then they hit it off with just craziness. And I think also, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it? I almost it was featured as a song, an intro song on 21, not 21 Jump Street. What was the name of the hip hop cop show that was on Fox back in the day? Man, what was it?
I don't know.
It was like New Jack City, but it was a cop show that
New
was
York
on Fox.
Undercover.
No, 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 no. It was damn. They always had hip hop acts and songs that opened it up, and that's sometimes they were breaking songs on that show, and they were someone that used "Passing Me By" early before it actually hit the mainstream. And I'm trying to remember what the New York was. It New York Undercover?
Yes. There's the one that said no. I mean,
That's the one I did say no, but then he was like, "Yeah, it is." Like New York Undercover, it was New York Undercover. Damn it, my bad, man. Wait, shit. I was thinking, when I heard what you said, but I was thinking like some type of Law and Order. But yeah, it was that. Yeah, there's so many damn Law and Orders out there to be confused with anymore, man. There's Law and Order,
not to be confused or misconstrued.
right. Definitely not to be confused, but yeah. Anyway, man, that's dope, man. On to how did you two hook up, man, and meet? Like, what was the whole situation there, and how did you guys start working together?
I was thinking about that today. I don't fucking remember when I met Emcee.
That's funny. That's a fair answer.
I
That's
think
fair.
if I had to guess, there was like a Instagram like cipher video thing going on, and I think I saw GreyBeard was getting involved, and I think we basically just connected on Instagram. But then I had an opportunity to do shows at this brewery called Alternation, and I was like, I got to get other people involved. So we hit up GreyBeard, and he was like, "Hell yeah, I'll come out and rap for a bunch of drunk people." So
Hell yeah, that's right.
Those shows were dope because Alternation was a brewery, so like the dude there loved us, man, and he would slide us beers all night. We would get trashed, and I was like, no wonder I don't remember when I met you.
right.
So that intro track was "Back to My Cannabis." That was a dope fucking track.
Yes, tell us about
Yeah,
that,
y'all,
man.
y'all killed that shit.
Why did we do that? That's an old track. We did that a long time ago. Like me and Justin.
Was that just a track and a video you did, or was it on the project?
Yeah,
No, it was a single, right?
Yeah, it was a single. We just talked about doing something forever, and I think I made that beat and I kicked it to GreyBeard, and he said, "Let's go back, bar for bar. Swap it up more like that kind of Run DMC Beastie Boys style." And so I think we each wrote a verse, and then I think he went back over them and said, like, "I'm going to highlight this red and this blue, and I'm one, you're the other." And then we ended up recording it, and we were like, "This actually came out dope. Let's shoot a video." So we actually shot that video like mainly in my backyard and shit, and just kind of around my neighborhood. So
that's the way it needs to be done, man. I
got a few of those.
Yeah.
We do that song live all the time, man. It's a fucking really good song to do live.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
dope.
man.
Shout out to y'all for that track.
Thank you.
Shout out everybody that's tuned in live
I'm
right
gonna throw that
now.
in the playlist for sure.
Absolutely. It's gonna be added to the playlist too. For real. Hey, look, man. What I love about you guys is that, the sound that you guys are coming up with is, authentic, like old school, what we would consider adult contemporary hip hop here that was coined by Emcee Old School Ice Grey from the folks with oh my god, Abstract Mind State. Yes, Abstract Mind State. And Abstract Mind State's working with, of course, Slum Village, and being produced by RL3. and they last year went on a European tour, been on here with us a couple of times, and looking to get them back. It's been about a year almost. So yeah, salute to them, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about like what you guys have been doing and what you have planned. You just dropped a whole new project, right?
Yeah, yeah, we put out a little 8-song, I guess, album, where we both made some of the beats. I think I made 5, GreyBeard made the rest. And yeah, we just both rap on all of it, and it was about time. We've talked about doing a collab, some sort of project for years. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we have singles and shit, and we've done songs on each other's albums and shit, but never like did like a full project together. So yeah, it was cool to get this done.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Like how long did it take you guys to put it together?
I want to say maybe year two probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sending things back and forth, and one of us would be like, I wrote to this one, the other would be like, I have not, so you're gonna have to give me a minute. And finally it kind of figured itself all out.
I ain't doing shit. Okay. Now that's cool, man. So like how did you guys, with both of you guys making your own music, when it came down to song selection, beat selection, and all of that, like how did you guys collaborate, not just as MCs but as like co-producers? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, we didn't actually really make any beats together. We kind of each made them on our own, and I know at points I sent GreyBeard folders of beats, and I'll say like, if you want any of these, you let me know. And I know there were a couple that I'd sent that way, and he was like, I like these 3, but let's do them together. And then I think kind of similarly from his side. But
yeah, that's my memory. I think I went over to his house at one point and was like, he played me a fucking shitload of beats, and I picked some and took them and then wrote to him and then sent them back. And then I would think something, I would make something that I thought would sound good with him on it, and I send it over to him and just kind of go back and forth. It took a while, but we were in no hurry, so like it was no big deal. So we took our time, and it's like, once we were done, I think just Emcee did like the mastering and everything. Like I think we mixed our own songs, but he did the mastering, and then he he edited the video. Shot that shit. So yeah, man, he's a man of multiple talents.
Yeah, with my wife's help, of course. She actually shot a lot of the video, but I did edit it, and she's helped us before in the past shoot videos and stuff as well. And yeah, like he said, we were just kind of, as I make beats, I think that's kind of important. I'm always thinking of like who I know that this would be good for, or like sometimes I'll make a beat and I'm just like, I hear GreyBeard or whoever on this, and there were a couple times when that was the feeling, and I was like, I just got to send this to him. And I think those ended up being kind of the tracks that we both gravitated towards the most, that like we kind of already knew, like, I know this song is your style, or you would work well enough on this song that like we should use this track.
Hell yeah.
That's dope, man. It's funny too, because like when you start working with an individual, or you start hearing like and their sound, right, and you start hearing other things, or you start making things, you're like, oh, this go right here good on that, this person. That's how I even, like, when I DJ, I'm listening to the beats, and I'm like, oh, this would go great with this song. We could flip it and do mashups and all of that stuff. But though I understand what you're saying, like, all right, yeah, this is a GreyBeard beat, and vice versa and everything like that. Yeah, that's dope. So what do you use as far as the equipment, just Emcee? Because I know we talked to GreyBeard a couple weeks back, and he was like, Logic, right? What do you use? Reason. That's right. Sorry, Logic, Reason.
Now, I'm all over the place. I do most of my mixing and mastering and vocals in Ableton.
Okay.
But I make beats on anything I can get my hands on. I'm using 404s, MPCs, pocket operators, Machine. Like, I got all my my gear over here. I just like point it. Got this
All right, on.
shelf, all this shit that I'm using, and like all this kind of. So yeah, really anything I can get my hands on, I'm like love making.
What was
beats.
that red one? Was that an ASRX?
No, that's just a little mixer. It's
Oh, okay.
some like Roland digital mixer.
I got you. I saw that red square and I was like, is that an ASRX? Because I
No,
had
I
one of those
wish.
too.
I wish.
Yeah. That thing was fun. But I still like my MPC over it. So you'll use anything though. So you
Pretty
like, 'cause
much.
I saw you making like a video, you making a beat, and I think you had an MPC running into a 404, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. I'll do a lot of beat making videos and stuff, and upload them onto YouTube and stuff.
Your IG and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and sometimes full beat making videos. Sometimes I'm just like, here's a little thing I sketched out, and I'm just gonna throw it through the 404 for some like performance effects, and just kind of upload it. And that's honestly, I think, how I've met a lot of MCs that are like, hey, can I get a beat? And then we start communicating. And it's like, okay, let's work together. So.
I was wondering if that was because I was gonna say, like, for anyone out there that's trying to get out there, man, you got to put your work out there for people to see and discover you, right? And just like you said, by just if you make beats and stuff like that, just putting it out there, someone's going to hit you up. You're going to find your audience, your crowd, your people, you know what I mean, that you get down with and roll with it that way. So yeah, man, that's dope that you do that. That was one of my questions I was going to ask you, is like, how much did that help you actually start getting discovered and out there? So
Yeah, I'd say definitely fundamental. Like, putting in the work and then putting it out there is so big that, like, don't sit on your work, because somebody's gonna hear it. It might take a minute, just keep it going, but someone will find you. And
are you worried about putting your stuff out there and like someone taking it? Because that is one of the biggest things that I hear people say, that the reason why they don't want to put their stuff out there is because they think it's going to get jacked.
Yeah, I mean, to agree, it's definitely happened to me. I've had somebody they hit me up and they sent me a song, and they're like, here's this beat I stole from you that I rapped on and put on SoundCloud. And I was like, you gotta like not do that. Take that down, because I did not give you permission. You could tell they just like looped my Instagram video. And I was like, and honestly, if you want it, like, let's talk about it, because I'll give you a better quality version.
Right, because that one's not sounding right, fam.
Like, exactly.
You're misrepresenting my shit.
Yeah, but at a point, I'm like, honestly, it's kind of a compliment. And I think I make enough beats, and sometimes too many beats, where I'm like, I can't sit on them. So if I put them out and somebody jacks it, shit, see if they can do something with it, and hopefully they'll actually be cool enough to come back and give me credit or whatever. But yeah, I think it's something that's worth just kind of turning a blind eye to, and saying, it's going to happen to me, but it could actually lead to a good thing too. So,
and that's always been my philosophy too, is like, you could steal whatever. I'll make another song. Like, I'm making shit all the time. So like,
right.
That shit that you're listening to now, I did that a long time ago. Like, I'm already past that. So whatever.
That's a great way to look at it too. Like, go ahead, do what you want, fool. I'm already on to the next, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I just want to salute both of y'all for being dope MCs and also being dope beat makers. I wish I had that in my repertoire, and hopefully one of these days someone will take me under their wing and show me some shit.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all. GreyBeard, I'm fucking with you, bro. Them fucking beats.
Yeah.
I definitely, dig your style, bro. Them shits is banging, bro.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like I was talking, like, sometimes I'll make a beat and be like, man, Bluebeard, that's like a, because you remind me of everyone I ever grew up with out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I know the sound that will sound good on.
That's right. Let's get it.
I love how LA, and people think that LA doesn't have the folks that come out of LA or California automatically don't mess with the traditional boom bap style of hip hop, right? As far as it would just be more of the Cali sound, and that's totally not true. I mean, given the
There's
fact
both,
by
there's lanes for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
everything everywhere,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I guess because people think of New York and LA, right? And you've got the two major cities, East Coast, West Coast, and they both developed, and what you heard on a national spotlight and stage were completely presented different lenses, different sounds, different everything, right? And you don't get the chance to just see that side unless you're digging deep into like underground hip hop or the scene and everything like that, because pretty much all that came out of, for the most part speaking, is normally associated with like gangster rap or something out of the West Coast.
Yeah, but the West Coast hip hop scene out here is fucking, that shit is big and it's crazy. And not only that, but you got so many fucking East Coast legends that live in LA now, that been living in LA for years. And that shit, you pull up to the bar, you might be chilling with Big Twins from Mob Deep and fucking Big Noid, and you know what I mean, Psycho Les, and it's let's go, baby. Let's get
And
it
that's the thing.
popping.
I tell people that they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna move out to LA and make it big." Like, I'm like, "Oh, that's cool," like, but like out there, your competition is like Ice Cube and like Snoop Dogg and like all those dudes. Like, if you want to go play in that pond, man, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody goes out there and tries to, that's what they say. They try to go out there and find their dream in the world of entertainment, right? But I think it's best to, do your own thing somewhere, get your own following, get your own, develop yourself, and then, everybody's opportunistic out there. So, I mean, it's not like they're trying to do anything with you unless you're bringing something to them to work with, right? You know what I mean? So there's not many people out there that's willing to do a favor for somebody. Yeah.
Word. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. GreyBeard.
I got
So,
oh my bad.
yeah, go ahead.
I got a question for them just on some MC shit. How do you guys go about your rhymes now? You guys, write them in your mind, or are you writing them on paper? You writing on your phone? What do y'all do?
You want to go?
Go ahead.
Whoever.
I do a lot of my lyrics on my phone. I'm usually like, I'll kind of start with a beat, and then I pull up, some sort of Google Sheets or Word, or whatever their version of Word is, and just kind of put them down that way. Sometimes I'm thinking about shit while I'm like at work or doing other things, and I'll kind of like save a couple bars to get me going. But often, I gotta just write it down and put it, somewhere. And I stepped away from paper because I noticed it was causing issues when I was recording in the studio, crinkling pages when I'm turning and shit.
Yeah, that part, or having to rewrite it so many fucking times because you keep changing shit or changing words.
Yeah, crossed out lines, and you got little things scribbled above them, trying to fit it in, and it's like.
So I do just like you, bro. I write on my phone, and I fucking do a lot of writing when I'm driving, but it's usually just a bar, a punchline, 2 bars, 4 bars, and then whenever I get a beat, I already have something to start off with or something from that. You know what I mean? And I just finish there. But hell yeah! And what about you, GreyBeard? What do you be doing?
Yeah, I used to do notebooks. I had notebooks for days and shit. But when I write, it's too slow, because I can speak it into my phone and then correct shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I've been doing it on my phone for a long time, dude. I got 1 million rhymes on my phone right now, and like, but yeah, it's just because it's just faster, like, because it's like I want to capture it as because I'll get halfway through a line, and write again, and be like, oh fuck, I forgot like the end of it, like
just doing some speech to text shit.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's brilliant. I haven't even thought of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I be doing that sometimes, but I usually just type it in myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go back and correct it and make it right. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a good way to like get it started and get the idea down before I forget it, because the shit is fleeting.
Yeah, what I try to remember is my fucking cadence of when I wrote it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because write it a certain way, the way you were doing it at then, and then you go back, a couple hours later, and you're reading it differently, and it's like, nah, this
Yeah,
ain't
you
how
lost the beat. and the
this ain't how I
rhythm.
was doing it.
I have
And
I have a way to like the way I do the lines
Yeah,
you
is
how
kind of
you do?
tell yourself, yeah.
it's like I've been doing it so long, like I know kind of what that means. So most of the time when I go back to the beat, I can get the cadence back. But sometimes it's tricky, bro.
Sometimes when I'm super high, and I'm usually super high, it happens. Super duper high.
You know what's funny is that you guys mentioned, and it is an absolute issue that humans have. I forget who said it, but they said humans have a bandwidth issue in regards to the way that they speak with computers. Right? We've got these powerful devices that can do things way faster than an army of humans can. But the issue that we have is the fact that we don't really have uh, a continuous stream of conscious thought in and out, right? So, thank you, uh, Mama Boogie with the medicine. Thank you so much. Love you. Shout out to my amazing wife, Mama Boogie. No, the thing is that I find that, man, I'm so grateful for voice to text, because I'm the same way. Even when I have any type of thoughts or anything that I'm trying to put down, I'll start to write out the paragraph or type it out, and then I'll start like, where the fuck was I even going, man? Like, you know what I mean? Because I already had it locked in and was just like, I just need to say it, you know what I mean, and get it out. And with the
I
voice to
hate
text, it
writing
gives
now.
you the, oh hell yeah, man.
I
I don't
hate
want
having
to
to
use,
write anything, sign my name, any of that shit. Fuck. I don't want to
like,
do
this is
nothing.
2025, fam. Don't you have DocuSign?
Uh,
Where do I click? Right? No, I know. Like, but when you guys were saying it even before, like, fuck using a piece of paper, it's like, man, we're in 2025, man. Like, for real. Like, it's paper's dead. Pen and paper is dead. I'm curious, because every time I see any MCs, right, like any in the video, like established MCs that been in the game forever, you see them in the booth doing this shit, like just straight up, just everybody just spitting from their phone. Like, even if they go on any type of podcast or talk shows and they start saying, even the young cats, what I thought was funny is that when I've seen someone say, why don't you bust a freestyle then, and someone picks up a fucking phone and starts reading, it's like, that's not a freestyle. You're writing that shit, man. Like, at least if it's written, you got to be able to spit it off the dome like it's coming off the dome, right? Like, that's what throws me, is when, like, I got this freestyle for you. No, that's not a freestyle. You wrote that down. Like, at least that's my opinion. These young kids, or even maybe other folks, might have a different opinion. But I mean, what do you guys think about that? If you see someone like bust a freestyle and they bust out their phone and go to Notepad and start scrolling.
like I feel like the definition of freestyle is kind of changed. Like,
Word.
because like back in the day, it'd be like a verse that you had not recorded, or like it was something that no one else had heard. You know what I'm saying? That would be considered a freestyle. But now it's like you got to go off the top of the head. Like, that's what a freestyle is now.
Gotcha. Word. Miss Catherine, I understand. I do like reading books, though. I do like the feel of a book. Do you guys like reading off your phone, as far as like if you consume a book, or do you like do you like an actual physical book? Or do you
Physical
like audio
book for
books?
sure. Yeah, I can't read off at the same time, I find myself probably not reading very much at all, and just like looking into shit and learning stuff off the internet. So
Yeah.
ironically, I'm spending all my time reading off a screen anyways. But for some reason, reading a book off of a A screen just feels wrong.
Yeah. The Kindles are cool. Like
I'd
back
rather
in the
I rather
day
hear
when
an
they came
audio
out,
book.
Hmm.
Right.
You said you rather. You said
Let
fuck
a motherf-
reading. I just want
Let
to
a
listen to it.
motherfucker talk to me while I'm doing shit.
What about you, GreyBeard?
Yeah, I think, I haven't read a book in like, like it's very, I read one book last year. Like it's very rare and I used to read so much, but now, yeah, like I'm just, I do good with visual learning, I think. And so like, I'm always on YouTube and shit like that. But like, yeah,
YouTube, man.
This is actually kind of funny. Sorry to interrupt, but
No,
the
please,
last
go ahead.
book I read, I actually got right here. And
The Art of War.
GreyBeard gave me this book, and I read it about a year ago, I think, somewhere in there. So, but yeah, I'm not like a huge book reader myself, but that was a good one. It is definitely worth looking into if you're an artist.
Oh, absolutely. Art of War is a good one just for learning the psychology of when you are dealing with other humans. And
well, so that the Art of War is by Sun Tzu. This
is that the Art of War?
War of Art by Stephen.
Oh shit! I thought that I just saw that and I just immediately thought that
Yeah.
was Art of War. So
very
that's
common.
the War of Art. What
Yeah.
is the War of Art? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like this dude's philosophy about how you should fucking go for it, basically. Like it's
For
like
being an artist.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a small
Okay.
book, and it's like it kind of, I don't know, for some reason when I read it, it fucking clicked something in my head, and it took down a lot of barriers for me, and I don't know, it just fucking hit me. So I used to read that book every year and then give it to one of my friends.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done
Miss
that.
Catherine said, "Who was it by again?"
Stephen Pressfield.
Stephen Pressfield.
Yeah.
So there you go, GreyBeard. Read it, and then you can send it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's solid. It deals a lot with like ego and muse, and like as a creative, where you're kind of coming up with your art and your creative walls as well, and how to kind of get over them, and how to keep being creative without like blaming yourself or without putting too much stress and emphasis on it. So it was actually a great time when GreyBeard gave it to me, because we all hit those walls and stuff, and I decided I'm going to start reading this. And then that next thing I know, I'm like 2 days later, I finished the whole thing, and there was a lot of like really good information and knowledge about just like how we deal with art and creating art and battling ourselves in the process.
That's huge. And I would love to know, because I don't think we've ever asked this question or dealt with it yet. But what do you guys, and especially after reading that book, what do you guys do when, and this is even for you, Bluebeard, too, like when you guys hit a block of whatever it is, it's a creative block, right? And what do you guys do to get out of that block and break through and get back to creating? Whether it be like you're in your head or whatever it is, right? What do you guys do?
Biggest thing is step away. I just step away from it. Try to look for inspiration, like whether it's a movie or another artist, another music, even a whole nother genre, even just like anything in life, like whether it's how somebody approaches cooking or gardening or whatever, mechanic, like anything, like, and just try to look at other people and like kind of their art and other things, especially creative mediums. Like I'm a big fan of movies, big fan of music, and all sorts of things creative like that, even video games from time to time, just like letting myself step away and absorb something. Like I kind of feel like that output can be kind of reinvigorated from the input that you kind of bring.
Oh, what about you, GreyBeard?
Yeah, I think that's important. Like you gotta go out and have experiences so you have something to draw from, and for me, like I don't really have blocks. I like, maybe I don't feel like writing a rhymes that day, so I'll make a beat. if I don't feel like making a beat, I have probably 30 rhymes to write. So, I'll write a rhyme or like just MC said, man, like I'll just take the day off. Like, why not?
Yeah. And what you're saying too, like switching up, like that's I think why I did use all the different beat making stuff and do beats and videos, because like for a whole month at a time, I'm like, I don't want to write a rap.
Gotcha. So you're
And
constantly moving
also
on.
like listening to like new shit. Like there's a program out here by Hollywood, and they do like all the local music like Monday. It's like New Music Monday. And they'll play all the local cats, like all their new shit. So I'll listen to that and get inspired like a motherfucker,
You
like
guys just had your tracks played there, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And where's this at? What are you listening to?
It's Hollywood Radio.
Okay.
My man Calvin out here, he's been
So I
supporting us.
actually just sent them etiquette too. We were chopping it
Oh,
up.
cool.
So
Perfect.
hell yeah. We're gonna let
Oh
it
yeah.
rise.
Nah, he's cool, and like he'll fucking play whatever, like he's real cool about getting people on his show. So yeah, big up.
And he's out of here, located
Yeah.
out of here in Denver.
He's in Denver, yeah.
Oh, we all got to link up, man. We got to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
We got
there it
to
is there.
collaborate and build, man. Shout out to
And-
Hollywood.
And what I would say on the writing block thing, I'm kind of like on GreyBeard. I don't really get writer's block. I got enough shit going on, like regular life, kids, podcasting, plus a good social life of going out to events and functions, shows that I have inspiration everywhere. I'm ready to go whenever. You know what I mean? Truthfully.
Yeah, and getting out to shows is such a big inspiration. Seeing like local artists and your local community build and like doing stuff, whether it's ciphers and freestyles. Like there were the Mutiny shows that were in Denver a while back, and those were always super inspirational. Or any other shows, the Bar Red shows, anything that like that. You go out and you see that local community kind of bubbling, and you're just like, I want to get involved again. So come back home, and those are the nights or the days after where you're like, I gotta make
Drop
something.
some shit. Yeah. So, but yeah, like I'm pretty much ready whenever. You know what I mean? I don't make beats, because if I did make beats, the amount of music, maybe I would probably get writer's block from too much fucking music that I would be trying to put out. But
You wouldn't have no time, man.
yeah, man. You know what I mean? I fucking become a hermit and stay, you know what I mean, indoors.
Right.
But yeah, man. That was my take on that. But I mean, I think writer's block, I had it like 25 years ago in the studio or something like that, for drinking too much, and I couldn't write some shit. But I don't drink no more, so I'm good. I only smoke.
Some of the things that people describe, with writer's block, more so sometimes is based in like anxiety too, like fear of failure, right? And
Getting in your own head.
Getting in your own head, wanting to be a perfectionist, and have any of you gentlemen ever experienced that, especially like early on when you are developing that confidence in yourself, right? Like, like you've already made the decision, like, yo, I think I'm nice, I can do this, I'm putting myself out there and all of that. But yet, did you ever develop, early on, did you ever any of you guys struggle with either the writing, the performance, or any of that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think as an artist in general, like I'm probably my own worst critic and own worst enemy in a lot of ways, and that's pushing myself in a way, like telling myself I can do better. But it also can be easy to pass the line, and then all of a sudden you're putting yourself down, and you got to say like, all right, chill, I'm good. It's like,
Yeah.
I can do this, and I'm gonna keep doing it. But it's easy to like look at your own track you're making, beat, rap, your rhymes, whatever, and just think like, is this good enough? Especially when you're really trying to like meet even your own expectations.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's even to this day. Like sometimes you'll be about to send something out and listen to it one more time. Be like, is that like, oh, is that it? Or like, because I felt good about it like yesterday, but now I'm kind of fucking listening to it. Like, I don't know, man. But like, you got to overcome that. That's like that self doubt bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That negative talk that you do to yourself. Like, you got to dead that shit, man. Like that's. Like he said, you be your own worst enemy, man. Like,
your worst critic too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I got my son here, bro. So he was as Cloak. He was the one on that track with us, the etiquette. So anytime I drop some shit, I always have a fresh pair of ears. Be like, yo, listen to this real quick. Let me know if it's sounding right or whatever.
That's awesome.
So yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to him.
Oh yeah.
No, it's your son too. So I mean, he's already used to your style and he has the ear for it. So he already knows if it's right or wrong. You can hear it and lock in that quick. So yeah. That's dope to hear though. I mean, but it is something that everybody that was wanting to do this and anybody that's an artist or putting even in a professional life, in a career, right? You just have to stay out of your head, and that's part of mental health, right? And you have to be your biggest fucking fan and not your worst enemy, right? Or if you are your worst enemy and your biggest critic, you still got to remember that you have to be your biggest fucking fan, because you will not get a single fan if you're not your biggest fucking fan. If you don't believe in yourself, somebody's going to know it, and they're going to smell it, and they're going to, you know what I mean? It's going to be on you, and it's going to be evident if you believe in yourself or you don't. And when you execute it, you're under pressure.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you're under pressure and you don't believe in yourself, then you don't have that will and fortitude to be like, I got this shit. I'm going to push through. This ain't nothing, right? But
yeah. I find it's good to just focus on like what you love in that moment instead of like focusing on yourself. Step away and like, all right, I love the way drums hit when they're hitting right, and let's focus on that for a minute, and let's get those tracks hitting right and focus on the things you love about it. And then all of a sudden it's like you're actually having fun again. And I think that's one of the most important parts about all of this too. It's just enjoying it.
Do you guys do any rehearsals for your shows, or you guys just rock?
Yeah, a couple. We actually met up a little over a week ago to do a rehearsal for this last show we did. And that was, we only met up once. We didn't keep meeting up a bunch of times. We'll like rehearse on our own outside of that, but especially if it's an important show or we got more than 2 songs, like we'll try to meet up at least once.
Hell yeah. I've been rocking with my son the last few shows I did, and we did book a rehearsal studio at least once for every show, before every show, 3 hours and rocking on the on the mics and all that. So hell yeah.
I'm a big believer in practice, like live shows, like because my worst fear is forgetting the fucking word. Like you get like halfway through and like
that's why like I smoke on my show days. Like I smoke before the show, like before I'm a rock, but not like right. I'm not smoking and then walk on stage. Like I smoke like an hour. I'll smoke when I get to the show. Like I know I'm not gonna be the first one to rock, and then I'll smoke a couple, maybe once or twice more, and then I'll hold off until I rock. And if I can smoke on stage, I'll smoke on stage. That's cool. But then I'll go and get high as fuck after. With that, because I do have the fear of like I'm gonna forget these words, even though I fucking know those motherfuckers. My high, I still be like shit. But even, bro, honestly, even if you forget the words, GreyBeard, all you gotta do is just say some other shit. Nobody fucking knows, bro.
Do it all the time. I do
all the time. Not only us, bro. The motherfucking greats do that shit, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
I've been to many motherfucking great shows and see these motherfuckers fuck up their bars and say some other shit. Like, oh yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's a whole like another mental level when you got like adrenaline pumping through you and like you gotta fucking handle all that shit that's going on. Like there's crowd.
You
like
gotta settle down, like
music,
word.
it's a lot of shit to like fucking like process at once, man. So like you gotta be on your shit.
Hell yeah. I usually just take that big breath and look for somebody in the fucking crowd to rock with. For sure.
I was gonna say, like, what do you do to lock your lyrics in? Like, what is the rhythm? And also, shout out to Richie D 421, our usual suspect brother, and thank you so much for the raid. Welcome into Raiders.
What up,
Welcome
Herbs
in.
One?
Herbs
My bro
One's in
Herbs
the
One,
house.
he's the one that did that etiquette beat. GreyBeard, that's my
man.
bro. Me and him got the Mad Herbs shit jumping off. That was a Mad Herbs track, a single we put out, but it's gonna go on a project for sure. You know what I mean? Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Trip Ballistics. And look, that bot that has my name, that ain't me typing, fam. They got this bot. They've been messing with this bot that is in my chat that has its identity as mine, and it's saying all types of wild stuff that I don't normally say. They're messing with it too, asking it all types of inappropriate questions and stuff. They're just trolling this bot and corrupting it, man. Shout out to all my bros. It's in the chat, and sisters too, man. But no, I mean, that's a big thing that I always wonder, like, as an artist and as an MC, like, you think about it when you have so many and you get to have a big catalog, and like, say someone comes up like, oh, can you play or can you spit this? And you're like, oh shit, I haven't even thought about that in forever. Like, I got to hear it first or something, right? Like, what do you got to get the...
I would have to practice it.
Locked.
Like, I'd be like, I need to practice this song, you know what I mean? I'll listen to it for a day or two for sure. I'll be bumping it every time I'm at a radio. And then, then I'll be starting trying to fucking go. But, a lot of times at our shows, we're doing brand new songs, bro. Like, me and myself, we'll drop a song the night before and like, yeah, we're performing this shit tomorrow. So
that's great.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's like, I always say, like, I should do a verse like 100 times before I do it live. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because after a while, it's muscle memory, and you don't really even have to really remember what the fuck you could be thinking about other shit and still hitting that rhyme. And like, that's where I like to be, like, where I'm just like, I don't even have to like think about it, because it's gonna. And that's why doing new songs.
Yeah,
I just feel like the first time, fuck it up first time, and then I'm good.
Well, that's why it's new, but fuck it. It is what it is. Like,
but I've done that before. I mean, me and Just MC have done shows where there's like big pressure. Like when we were doing the Ground Wave shows, we had never done those songs before, and we had to fucking perform, and it had to be fucking on. Like, it was like big pressure, but we pulled that shit off no problem.
Yeah, like the last show we did, I think we had like a 20-minute set. So I did like 6 songs. I did 5 songs, and then I did one with my son, and then he did like one by himself. But the one he did by himself was brand new from the night before, and then I did one from the night before, and then 3 of those other ones were shit I had never performed before. Like, they're songs that I had, but I had never run them, and we was like, I'm gonna run them, like, fuck it. But I did have time, like, we did practice these motherfuckers. We practiced our set, and we were able to fucking, except for the new shit, that was just like, the new shit though was basically just like a 16 and a fucking 8-bar hook or something. So
yeah,
it wasn't like a fucking 3-minute track or nothing.
Yeah,
my fault. You're doing shows, you gotta cut your tracks. Like, we doing a verse and a hook of this, half of this song, this whole song. But my bad. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, for me, it's all like GreyBeard said, muscle memory and rehearsal. Like, practice makes perfect, and just trying to do that shit for at least a week, maybe 2 before, and then like leading up to the show. I like, especially that week or couple days before, I'm trying to do it like 2 or 3 times a day, even
in the shower.
Yeah, like just making sure it's
in the car drive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then I got the benefit of like when we shoot a video, I got to edit that shit, and then it's just stuck in my head afterwards, anyways.
Yeah, that
So-
part too. Yeah.
You know both verses, right?
right? Seriously, there's
over and over and over again.
yeah, Dead in the Streets. I'm like, when we're doing that live, I know his verse already, at least mostly because the video. So that definitely helps, like just kind of making it for yourself. And I think also a big thing that really made a difference for me early on, remembering my lyrics versus like later, was cadence and working on like your flow and like getting that down a little more, and actually, you know, having a performance to it instead of just like, these are words that I'm saying. Like I always hear that with like dudes who are rapping for the first time, or, you know, really early on in their kind of career with this, and they're just like, I'm saying these words and this is how they go, and there's no like real melody to it. And like you'll hear like people, especially the big dudes that have been doing this forever, like it's subtle, but their melody is all over the place, and it's almost like sing-songy at a point. Like there's more to it than just words, and learning that kind of performance aspect, it's like all of a sudden the words don't matter. If you remember those arches and kind of how you build this song, it's like you get to this part and you're like, oh, I know it goes like that. Oh, these words fall in. So like GreyBeard said, like sometimes, especially I think early on, you first time performing a song, that's when you're more likely to fuck it up and like be in your head about it. But if you know your cadence, all of a sudden you're like, this is where I'm at, and I'm back on.
I'm gonna be 100 though. Even if I did fuck up, I just, yo, DJ, just bring that shit back.
Run it back.
We're gonna bring that shit back. Y'all motherfuckers didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me.
Nah, you blamed it on the sound man, didn't you? Turn my mic up, motherfucker.
Nah, you just hit him with like, nah, hold on.
Nah,
hey,
no.
DJ, run that shit back. We gonna fucking hit him off the top again. Let's go.
But check this out, man. Like, you know, what is now commonplace is back vocals, right? Backing vocals, right? So, you know, you've got a lot of these artists that are at that point, they don't ever have to worry about, you know, forgetting the words, because if they forget the words, they just hold the mic out into the crowd or whatever, right? and the established artists. But what I don't like also is that when an MC comes out and, you know, they have a song and they're reserved in the song, right? And we're speaking like this, and this is their voice on the song, and like you said, there's some sing-song to it, and they've got a melody, and they've got some swing to their stuff, and then when you hear them live, they're just straight yelling, you know what I mean? They're just like blowing out the microphone, they're blowing themselves up, and like by the first or second song, they're already used all their energy up, and they're like dragging ass through the rest of the show, because they like the first 30 seconds of their first song, they gave all of their energy away, and then they had nothing left in the tank. So like, what can you guys speak to when you are performing? Do you keep that in mind? And then also, is there any type of training that you do in rehearsal to be able to get your breath flow and be able to continually hit everything the way that you wrote it, to be able to perform it the way that you wrote it?
Yeah. Well, a couple things. I heard, I want to say it was Busta Rhymes, somebody, one of those like, you know, known to be fast rappers, that was talking about doing that part in that really fast part. And they were like, well,
Chris Brown one, how he did it.
Yeah, I don't know which track it was. I'm pretty sure it was Busta Rhymes though, and his just in general talking about fast rapping, and the way he makes it work is to just not try. And like it's really hard to like think about that. Like, how do you not try? But like really, you know, besides knowing your tracks and knowing how to perform them, that just kind of letting it happen and not, like you're saying, over pushing yourself. Where at the beginning, I think you're like quick to burn out all your energy. So like, you know, try to do it, like learn your shit like you do it in a room, and like you do it on the mic, and get that comfortable with it where you can just do that in front of a crowd. And And then I think the other thing, like breath control, like you were saying, I mean, besides when you're writing it, leaving yourself that time and like kind of knowing that, I think it was Twista was actually saying like, you know, he'll just fit breaths in like where they work. Like sometimes it's not at the end of the line. Sometimes you sneak it in. Sometimes you have to. So like kind of knowing when and where you fit them in and being consistent about that is also like huge and comes in rehearsal to me, for me.
Yeah. And the more you do a song live, like, cause when you practice it, that's all fine and dandy. But like I said, like when you're doing it live, you got adrenaline and shit. And then, so the more you do a song live, like the more you know, like, okay, I can breathe here. I can't breathe there, you know what I'm saying? So I got to take a big ass breath back there, you know, like, so yeah, I mean, it's the more you do it. And even like, I mean, rehearsal is good, but like doing it like in an actual setting where there's fucking people and there's energy in the room, like the more you do that, the better you'll get, and the more comfortable you'll get and shit. So it's repetition, man.
When I do my rehearsals, we always bring people though, so that we're actually like the spot has a little stage and everything. So
that's tough.
You know, at least a few heads, at least fucking 6-7 heads in there drinking and whatnot, and you know, at least feels like a little mini crowd.
Yeah,
and that feels good. I mean, that what you just said makes sense too, because that also helps you like break away, because when you get into that rehearsal space, you're just in, if you're in that room by yourself, right, you're still not giving yourself the full experience and benefit of the doubt, like when it's time to perform in front of somebody, right? And some people lock up, right? And some people, they're natural performers and they just go, and people have stage fright and everything. Did any of you guys ever experience, and I know probably the answer is no, but like, did any of you guys ever experience stage fright early on, or like have a moment where you were in front of a crowd that was a larger, like one of your larger crowds that you ever performed in front of, or did you ever have a moment where you kind of got lost in the moment?
Like up till a little while ago, like every day I would, like if I had a show like later on during the night, like that whole day I would be like ruined. Like I would be like, I would feel sick and like,
bro, I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one.
Yeah, like I would feel sick and shit.
Anxiety.
And like, yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, and it's like I always think like, you know, like UFC fighters, you'll hear them say the same shit. They're in the back, like, oh my God, like, why the fuck did I even start doing this? Like, but like as soon as I walk in, wherever it is I'm gonna perform, it's fine. And like that's the thing I got to keep in my head all day is like, I'm fine, dude. It's like it's I don't know, it's some weird mental thing. But then I did a fucking mushroom trip with and I thought about that. I had that as my focus, and I kind of fixed it. Like it didn't get fixed right away, but I kind of had a new way to think about like that day and what I'm doing, and like so like that kind of fucking fixed it for me.
Yeah, and that's dope, because actually, you know, that's a skill that I learned here recently over the last couple of years in my mental health journeys and everything like that. It is just pretty much envisioning the outcome that you want, right? And just running through it and playing through it and just focusing on because when your mind is on your ass and your anxiety is kicking your ass and everything like that, and you are what I call future tripping, right? You're just worried about the shit that's going to happen in the future that will or may not, but you have no control over it, even if it's Murphy's Law or whatever, right? And that worrying right now isn't going to do you a lick of good when you get there, right? You might have thought some shit out, but you don't know what the problem's going to be. So using that same energy to just envision everything going right, and thinking about, okay, this experience, how would I want this experience to be? This is how I'm going to envision the experience to be. and just go into it with that type of expectation, and knowing that if it falls less than that expectation, I'm human, and we're going to react and respond accordingly, because I know I'm a grown ass man and I can handle my business and handle my own. So we're going to get it done, right? But just that in itself, and having that belief in the moment where you're out there, right? Like, you know, and you're putting yourself out there. It's difficult if you don't have a really strong conviction, or you're trying to work on that. But like psychedelics and things where you are able to remove that barrier of that one part of you that's super critical, and you can kind of like focus the lens on it and be like, why are you tripping, and why are you fucking with me right now? Like, what can we do to make peace? You know what I mean? And work past that shit. But I mean, that's a whole nother podcast, which is coming out soon with Eyes Ivory, all mental health podcast, men's mental health podcast with the one and only Ives Ivory from Delinquent Habits is going to be starting here real soon. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, man,
we do got a new video that they just dropped. If we want to get into that,
which one is that one?
Can you put that in the link?
Yeah. Let me grab it here.
Absolutely. You put it in there, and
what's the name of the song? GreyBeard?
The video we did is for "Dead in the Streets."
Dead in the Streets.
Track
Okay.
Our new project.
Boom. Yep.
And the name of that project is? Let's let them know.
Dead in the Streets.
So it's the title. Is the title track?
Yeah,
it is.
Dead in the Streets. There it is, y'all. So
check it out, man. We're gonna put the link to the video in the chat, and it will be right here. Boom. So you guys can click on that link, hit the like, follow, subscribe, all notification bell on this channel, and we're gonna get into this song right here, man. So before we get into it, we never, as an artist, it's very rare that you have an opportunity to speak directly to your listener before they have an opportunity to hear or see or appreciate your art that you put forth. And you have the opportunity here, and what I would like you to do is what we say is set the stage, or, you know, set the table for them, and let them know exactly the backstory, as far as if there's any story, any thought process that went into the making of this video.
And I mean, I don't know if there's a lot to say. The track's Dead in the Streets. I think it comes from the sample more than anything. And the track is just us, you know, really writing bars and kind of just going at it. And I think we both like the beat. I think I did the beat and GreyBeard did the scratches on it. And
GreyBeard's doing scratches too? Hell yeah, man. Look at you, man. You're multifaceted. Shit.
He's go.
A real B-boy. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Big shout out to Just Emcee for putting that together. That's Wolf House Studios. So if you're in Denver and you need a video done, hit up my man for sure.
Absolutely, y'all. So check this out, man. We're getting ready to get into it. GreyBeard and Just Emcee, Dead in the Streets, y'all. Right here on B-Boys Underground. Check this out.
Run you over like a truck and leave you dead in the street. Run you over like a truck and leave you dead in the street.
Once again, time to buck the trend. Put the needle to the record and plug my mic in. Deadly with the pen, I'm a flow fanatic. Put me in front of a crowd, I'm known to go at it. Yeah, clearing the static cause it's shit to groove. Just Emcee and GreyBeard making moves. There's still more to do, I got more for you. We gonna keep on pushing till we break it through. Come on, who's the illest, the fillest? Beat with the realest, I'm fearless. You're full of feelings, it's some pain, I came to kill us. Never knowing who's blowing and who will stop. So we stay chillin' like villains and steady blowing our crops. Keep it on and on with this, ain't nothing that's wrong with this. I'ma keep on going cause I know they go along with this. I wanna give a fuck, I'll leave them all in defeat. Run you over like a
Run you over like a truck and leave you dead in the street. Run you over like a truck and leave you dead in the street.
It's like a scene out of Pet Cemetery. Get ready to carry your weight. Suddenly sedentary, like how a barrier breaks under the pressure of constant constraint. Buckling fuckers been ready to give, ready to take. Make no mistake, I hit hard, which reminds me, like puff puff pass. I take a rip, it unwinds me, sort of a tangled mess. Yet I bang on my chest, Kong in this bitch. I leave the city a mess. No regrets, yet I regress back to the violence. I'ma leave you with this thought, then silence, compiling the data and seeing what's left. Show there's more motor related than most other deaths, and all the ways that you're likely to die. Top 5 vehicular homicide. So with that in mind, I'm gonna combine and complete, run you over like a truck and leave you dead in the street.
Run you over like a truck and leave you dead in the street. Run you over like a truck and leave you dead in the street.
Ooh.
Let's go.
I was muted. Yo, leave you dead in the streets, fam. That one was fire. I love that one, man. And then is that do you guys, I wanted to ask earlier, like when you guys are making beats and everything like that, do you find that you are sample based, or would you say that it's a hybrid, or do you like to try to create your own original sounds, or how do you go about that?
Back and forth. Sample based sometimes. Sometimes I'm making shit from scratch. Sometimes I'm blending. So I'm really all over the place. But I know, like, especially when I'm going for a really specific hip hop sound, I'll be making usually sample based. But sometimes I'm trying to recreate that and like making my own instruments and then resampling that, chopping it up, and seeing if I can go for that hip hop effect while I'm, just staying away from samples at the same time. So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I'll mix it in together. I'll do my own original shit. I'll do original shit that I'm trying to make it like sound like it's a sample, with the original instruments and shit. And like, so it's like whatever it takes to make it sound like crazy.
So that was the scratches on the hook on that? That was dope.
Yeah. I do most of the scratches on my stuff.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. That's dope, man. And Miss Catherine wants to hear more. Give us another track that we should play, man, because normally at the hour mark, we normally hit them off with one. Let's hit them off with two, because we normally get into it. This is where we start really getting into playing some music and stuff like that. And I know you guys have a ton of music out there for us to be able to play for the folks. What's a track that we should be able to play next? I know the link that you had sent me originally was to a song called Not Ashamed.
Okay. Shit. Yeah, I guess I must have copied that. So yeah, that would be a good one from me. I got another one as well.
Tell me which one you want me to play, fam, and I got you.
Well, I got one that it's actually a GreyBeard and Flows Rhymes Well song that I filmed called Project X. I don't know if you played that on here.
Even if we did, we'll play it again. But I don't think we played that. So it's Project X by GreyBeard and who else?
Flows Rhymes
Well. And my man Burnswell did the track on that one.
Not to steal your thunder, but I love that track. So
tell us about it, man. Like, tell us about this track, GreyBeard. Set the table for us. What are we getting ready to consume?
So that's my man Burnswell. He had told me he had been hanging on to that track for like 17 years or some shit. He had that shit just sitting there, and he would play it for me every once in a while. I'd be like, man, you got to give me that. And he was always like, hey, and kind of shine me on. And then he fucking finally broke down and gave it to me. So I did the track. I got my bro Flows Rhymes Well on it. It came out fucking crazy. I knew it was going to be dope. So that's when I called Just MC to help me with the video. He fucking shot. Well, a bunch of people shot that video. He edited it, and it came out dope, man. It's like a snapshot of what Denver looked like, and it must have been like 2021 because we're all wearing masks still. So yeah, it was done during that time.
During the Pandaverse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like during that time, man. Damn. Well, yo, here it is, y'all. GreyBeard, Project X, featuring Flows Rhymewell.
For that pre-roll break, 4 of those down and re-roll. And now we chillin'. Let's go grab some food. Stop at alternation so that I can get some brew. Yeah, and this is how we do. Headed to the studio to bring you something new. And it's true, I'm only keeping killers in my crew. Cause we tryna earn, grabbing up the loot. Catch me up at wax tracks, looking through the record racks. 1984 on every wall, and that's a fucking fact. My style, you fear it, cause you can't get near it. Gotta meet top flight up at Mile High Spirit. Hypnotic got me in the door, and now I'm doing things I never thought I'd do before. Trust in my process, legend like blackness. Give me a fucking mic, man, I got this.
Hell yeah. Yeah. You muted, Boogie.
Hell yeah, man. That beat's sick as hell too, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you do that one?
No, that's my man Burnswell.
Burnswell, he did that. That's sick. Oh, it says it right there. Produced by Burnswell. Yeah, damn. Yeah, that one. That's bananas too. I love that great shit, man. So tell us, man, because the one thing I wanted to get into and ask and talk about, and with both of you guys here, you know, Denver's not known as a hip hop town, right? You know, and there is a very, very strong hip hop scene here, right? And you guys are very active in the scene here locally, right? What can you say about the scene here that maybe people don't know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, give them a little bit of insight on, you know, the hip hop scene and especially like the underground scene in Denver.
Well, it's at this point it's pretty fucking big for such being such a small town. Like there's open mics. Like if you're an MC and you want to get on the mic, there's like open mics on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There's shows all over the place. Like there's a lot going on in Denver, like every weekend. As far as hip hop and as far as like just like local scene, like it's a lot of shit. Like this weekend they're having like it's like a hip hop summit on Saturday, and then we got a show Saturday night at Bar Red with Just Allah. And that's just like one day. Like it's crazy out here. Like it's popping off. And I've always said, we could blow up. We just needed some motherfuckers with money to start putting it down, and
right.
There's so much talent out here. Like it's a lot of talent because there's a lot of transplants from other places, and so it's a lot of different flavors that you get. There's no like one like Denver sound, it doesn't exist. It's just because everyone's from somewhere else, and so it's dope. I love it.
It's a melting pot.
It's dope.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, we got people from California and from New York or from wherever, and I don't know, cannabis industry or whatever brought them here. But I think there's a lot of people that love hip hop here. So there's a lot of hip hop going on. Like to mention Face to Feet with Beats Bodega every Thursdays. I know he's out there doing that. She Who Won't Be Named. I think she's still at River. But and then like Bar Red, I know the dudes that were doing mutiny shows. Like there's a lot going on and in the scene that I'm seeing, and I'm sure there's a lot more outside of that. So I think, just keeping an eye out for it and making sure you're trying to get out there yourself and looking for it, just like you search for it, you'll find some shows.
Do you guys have like a local venue? I know you're always at Bar Red, GreyBeard. I mean, would you say that it's like your favorite venue here locally to perform at, or is there a spot, or you'll rock anywhere that'll take you? Or,
yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to play everywhere in Denver. But yeah, I mean, Bar Red got like the underground shit consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like big up to Status. Because he's bringing legends through, and like it's a small venue, so you're like right there, and like most of the time these cats will hang out and fucking sign whatever, and you get an actual chance to like be up close with the artists and shit. So I love Bar Red. I mean, much respect. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to perform wherever the fuck I can. Like. As long as there's more than like 3-4 people there, I'm down.
What about you, Just MC?
Yeah, similar. I'm down to play anywhere, even making my way out to the Springs or anywhere else for shows. And there's definitely venues I've played that I like, even Herman's or wherever. But like my favorite is probably got to be Bar Red at this point. Like it's just such a dope atmosphere, dope happening. Like every artist, like we've opened for Homeboy Sandman there. I've opened for Roz Cause, like a lot of crazy artists. Some of the members of Dilated Peoples, and I'm like, I don't know how that happened. Besides that, just Zach at Bar Red is bringing in some really dope artists and going out of his way to make this venue a home for hip hop in Denver in that way.
Well, and that's the thing. Like he put out this deck of cards, and all it is just the flyers from all the fucking hip hop shows that have been there.
Yo, that is sick.
Like like that shit is deep. Like it's deep, man. So like big up respect to Bar Red, man, because they're like
That's sick
actually doing
idea.
that shit out here, like real underground shit.
Yeah, and I think there's not a lot of places like bars or whatever where the owner is just such a hip hop head himself, and like
Right.
that's what you get at Bar Red. Is like Zach raps, and he's fucking better than half the people that are going to show up there sometimes. So like he's involved and he knows what he's doing, and I think he's got a vision for this place and for what he wants to see this community do. So I think that's part of why that's one of my favorite places to rock.
And that's the thing, like he was doing shows during COVID. Like that was like where I did shows during COVID. He had a plexiglass shield up, and like he had the tables separated 6 feet apart, and like it was a whole thing. But like he kept that shit going, like even through the most difficult times. Man, I got nothing.
Salute to him, man. That's
Shout
dope.
out.
You know, what artists are you that's out there currently that you guys are listening to and fucking with? Like, you know what I mean? Is there any artists out there that like are inspiring you currently out there?
Locally,
Yeah, I mean,
Locally, nationally, regionally, however, like
Go ahead,
anybody
Jess.
out there. Yeah.
I definitely listen to a lot of old stuff and I get stuck in that. But, I'm a big fan of Czarface. I really like what they're doing. There's so many, even like Afro. Like I'm always kind of looking for what he's got new stuff coming out because he's, seeing him live, it's insane. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say, like, because there's a lot of music always coming out all the time, and I'm trying to just stay attent and aware of like what's new and what people are doing. But I also, like I said, fall into the habit of listening to a lot of old stuff too. So
What
yeah,
about you, Greg?
I'm the same way. I'm like, it's hard for me to like hear new music because I'm just working on my shit all the time.
Yeah.
And I always like I always listen. I was listening to fucking Raising Hell, Run DMC today. Like I listen to old shit a lot. But like, yeah, like anything like Soul Assassins is gonna be fucking good. Like the new fucking Psycho Les and Be Real fucking project is
Real
dope.
Psycho.
There's a KRS keeps coming out with fucking shit. Like there's all kinds of shit out there. It's just it's so much. It's a little overwhelming, man. And like I'm working
That's
on
for real.
on this shit all the time, so it's like it's difficult, man.
I find it difficult because of, you've got folks that have been in the game forever still releasing content that is top notch, and you got to stay on top of it with that. And then, like you said, with Collywood, and you've got all of these new artists that are coming out. And back in the day, it wasn't that big of a deal for me to just be on every single thing that's coming out and know everything that's coming out. But as an old ass man and with a wife and kids and doing podcasts, like it's hard to keep up with this music, and especially with the fact that it doesn't just come out on Tuesday anymore, man. Like Tuesday was a special day as a music head back in the days, because that was when you went to the record store, because Tuesday they got everything over the weekend or on Monday, and then they were allowed to sell it at crack of midnight Monday night into Tuesday. You could, if they were opening up, they'd open up and let you get it, or if you knew you were cool with the people at the record store, you get it the day before. But nah, I mean, like that was a big thing, and that's how you stayed up on top of it, looking at printed out pieces of paper from all of the distribution houses that was sending out the vinyl that would have all of the names of the albums that were coming out and the dates, and constantly getting that and reviewing, like, oh, so and so's got this one coming out and this is coming, and you knew to be looking for it, and you automatically knew within a month to 2 weeks before, prior to that album coming out, a single's getting ready to come out, right? And you start hearing that, or as it comes and hits, like when I was working the record pool and everything like that, it was you'd get it and you'd have to distribute it out. But nowadays, it's a blessing to be able to go direct to consumer, because nowadays, as an underground and independent artist, you have more power accessible to you than you ever had to be able to create your own following and really, create your own movement and get with the people that that are your folks that like your art, right? And you don't need to sell 100 million copies to become, a successful artist who can do their art independently on their own as a full-time job, because you're going direct to consumer and to your direct audience, and you're getting that feedback and that interaction, so you can continue to foster that relationship and grow, which actually makes it more organic and that stronger of a connection, right? So there's a lot of power to it, but there's a lot of hustle and grind and determination that when you don't have that billion-dollar marketing machine behind you that just works like a machine and automatically has access to all of the stuff, that's a daunting task. But the new digital age and platform, that long statement was, I want to know from you guys as independent artists, like, do you like it? Do you not like it? What is it that you like about today's abilities to be able to do and produce content, and what is it that you don't like about it? GreyBeard, you go first.
Well, I like how easy it is to like put shit out. You fucking load it up, you put a name on it, and a couple days it's out. That's dope. Also think that creates a problem as far as like oversaturation with a bunch of whack motherfuckers. But the other part is that, it's a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of shit to do, like just to put out an album and get a video ready and do it kind of properly, how it should be done, and treat your releases with respect. It's a lot of work. And you don't have, most of us don't have anybody helping us. It's just, you got to learn how to do it. And there's no like, there's YouTube. You learn. You can learn everything off YouTube, but really, there's no like real blueprint for how to do this, because everyone is different. Everyone attracts different audiences. So it's just like you're kind of on your own, and that's hard. But yeah, as far as getting music out, that's dope, because you make the video. You do all the work to make the video. You upload it, and it's there, and everybody can access it, and your music is there, accessible to most everyone anywhere. So I love that shit, for real.
Yeah, I agree. Like putting out a project is easier than ever. You don't have to get taped. You don't have to get CDs pressed or burn CDs or any of that. You just send it and then it shows up on their phone. So it's easier, but like you're saying, it's oversaturated. So many people putting out so much music. And because of that, I think like you were saying is the attention span people have for things is just so much smaller. So like GreyBeard saying, going out of your way to put your most into a project, especially if you think it's like worth it. If this is the project, like this one stands out from everything else I've done, like try to get that video made and try to do it. And, by whatever means, if you have your friend with just an iPhone or whatever it is, like there's ways to do that. And then promoting that on the back end, even just posting it, like stop thinking of it as promotion, but just like post your content and keep posting it. And then like, at least try to like put it out there for people. And, it can go further than you'd think it would. And, you just got to show it to them, put your all into it. And those music videos or whatever you do, like that seems for me, the best like way to really get someone to stop and pay attention. They might only hear 10, 30 seconds of it and go, that was awesome, and then move on anyways. But like the next time they catch it, you're that much more likely to get them again and to keep it going. And, you know, if you love what you're doing, like it's worth it to put that all into that project and put it in front of people.
Oh yeah. What
Have
kind
you
of
guys-
cameras? What kind of cameras do you use, Just MC, for your videography?
I use a Sony. It's a A6400. But I've used Canons before. I've used iPhones before. They're, especially now, like they're so solid, like 4K.
Hell yeah.
I think my iPhone shoots better than my 4K camera sometimes. Like especially it's kind of idiot proof. It does all the settings for you. You don't have to worry about messing something up. So, like, use what you got. But you know, I do like cameras, but I'm kind of a nerd about that stuff sometimes. So.
I feel that.
Hell yeah, man. You can get trapped into that stuff. Well, gear, any type of gear, audio, video, all of gear is expensive, regardless of what your habit and hobby is. There's always some type of something that's always cool. It's like, oh man, I could really use that. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. You know, I got a question in regards to like, have you guys ever put out any physical copies of anything, any of your work, or do you have thoughts about putting out like physical copies of and pressing up some things?
I haven't. I've definitely thought about it. Thought about even just like, you know, I think I picked up a cassette player from like the thrift store a while back, and just like to even, you know, pull in some stuff and do some like tracking with, just to mess around with. And I was like, maybe I should put a bunch of cassettes out and see if anybody wants any or whatever. And even like looked into ordering vinyl a little bit, but ultimately I just wasn't sure if it was the right project or anything. So, and you know, it's so easy to just get it out on streaming. So,
Yeah. What about you, GreyBeard?
Yeah, the last project I did, the B-Boy Bouillabaisse, I was thinking about putting it out on vinyl, but it's only 10 minutes long, so it was like too long for a 7-inch and not long enough for a 12-inch. So I kind of scrapped it and just put it out. But yeah, I haven't. But it's definitely something I've looked into, and it's probably going to happen. Eventually, I'll do it.
Oh,
Or cassette, maybe. There's a lot of people that buy cassettes.
those are big now again. Like those are becoming really popular
Tapes.
again. Yeah, amongst, you know, like a cool thing to have, even if people are buying them, even if they don't have a tape player.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like, you have a tape deck? No. I just want it.
yeah, no, I got a tape
Word.
collection though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, but I'm waiting for them to start, you know, making tape or cassette players again, like on a produced level, kind of like how they started making turntables again on a consumer level, right? Not just some professional turntables. They got turntables for, you know, regular budgets and all of that stuff. If you don't want to spend $1,000 on a turntable, so yeah, yeah, man, that's always something to think about. And do you think CDs will ever come back around? Is my question, because as all of these old formats and the younger generations discover them and think that they're cool, in a way they were, right?
There's still people buying CDs, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that there would be another explosion of CDs, kind of like where you see like the drum up in
everything
cassettes
comes
and
back
records?
around, bro.
I agree. It's inevitable.
Everything comes back around.
Everything
At
but
some
8
point-
tracks.
Now, at some point, a generation is gonna be like, "Oh, back in the '90s and 2000s, they used these compact discs.
Yeah.
Let's fucking look for these shits and
Dude,
start buying them."
Heard some kids somewhere, I think it was the thrift store, saying something like that. Like, has anyone ever seen one of these things? Like, they're looking at the CDs. I'm like, fuck. Too
Man,
old.
I'd have been like, man, God. So yes, that's
I
true.
got my real cycle CD shit.
There
I
you
look
go.
at that. But yeah, I mean, it is hilarious because I've got twins and they'll be 13 this weekend, and they you know, they're always giving me shit like, Dad, you were born in the 1900s. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's bullshit that you even gonna say. Like, you born in a night, like, I should be dead already. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm prehistoric. Like, I don't even belong in this millennium and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but that is, it's hilarious just because, you know, that when you start to get this age, it's like, man, like shit's done changed. Remember, Notorious Big had that song back in the day. Shit's done changed. Yeah, I mean, it's just different, but yeah, it's cool to see the different technology. I love the fact that I can have every single song, for the most part, that's been made and recorded, you know, have access to it just on the whim on a device, right? It's amazing to have that instead of having those big ass books of CDs or tapes, those big things of tapes. At least the tapes never skipped. All you youngins out there that think you want to bring back a CD player for any type of like traveling or any get down like that, there's this thing called buffering, right? And you know it for the internet, but man, them CDs, man, like especially if you had them Discmen that you were, you know, walking around with, yeah, you had to keep them things nice and still. And I'd had my stuff like wrapped inside of like styrofoam, like insulated from any type of vibrations, just or like when I'm riding with, yeah, just trying to keep it from skipping and shit, man. And that was a big issue. But the dopest format of the 90s that I wish they would bring back that never took off, but I still have mine and still have used it and on multiple occasions, is a mini disc. That mini disc was amazing, dude. If anybody never had a chance to check out a mini disc, it was a miniature CD that looked like a miniature floppy disk for you guys that know what those are. And you put it into the machine kind of like a disc, and it was cool because you could record on them. They had the ability to be rewritable, and what I always liked about it, because I always recorded like whenever we did sound or DJ'd, we recorded directly into a mini disc, and then after the fact, or even how I was doing a mixtape, recorded into a mini disc, and then I could track it after the fact, because you could go in, record a one long conscious thing of music, and then go in and then just insert the track points wherever you want, and you could even put spacers in between it and determine the amount of spacers in between it. You had all of that built into it. So I mean, that was always a really nice recording tool for any type of artist or anything like that was trying to put something down. Bring that shit back. Don't bring anything back.
I feel like they gave up on that shit real quick.
It was like right as MP3 was coming out.
Word.
Yeah, that too.
I remember the homie had put one in his car. That shit would real quick. There was no more.
Yeah, because they did start releasing music too, right? You know,
and I think like the albums, if you can find them, like I think they're like
a lot of
money. Yeah,
they are. And like if you have the original packaging, the original cardboard, like standy, that like even for the old CDs that used to be, because like for you youngins out there again that didn't know, when they were converting over to CDs, they had in the music stores shelf spaces that were not made to have and hold these little itty bitty CDs that you know, so they had to have these big long boxes to go ahead and put the CDs in to fit, so it could actually like rise up and be the same height as a vinyl album, so you could flip through them and you would be able to see them over the shelving and everything like that, until they adapted the CD racks on the stores. But those cases, when they would have the entire, or they would even have special album artwork on the outside that wasn't on the sleeve on the inside. But I'm nerding out on you know, on that stuff, because I would spend hours and hours looking at that stuff while I was listening to the music and studying it. But
Yeah, people collect them. They're the long boxes. They're worth something for sure.
yes, I have a couple. I have my original DOC one from the No One Can Do It Better album, which I'll never get rid of that one, and it's in good shape. But yeah, I can't remember all the ones that I have, but yeah, man, those were cool, man. In regards to the music today, man, the one thing that I want to know is how do you guys feel about the music today, and do you think hip hop in whole gets a bad rap from especially older heads?
Yeah, I think like I see a lot of good stuff coming out too, and what some of the kids are doing and some of the younger generation are doing is really on point and on par with what anyone else has ever done. It's their own perspective. I think a lot of people are doing it their own way, but there's some really talented artists that are still like doing it for the right reasons and from their souls and for, putting their all into it and putting out these projects that are truly art forms. Even they're maybe not the newest group anymore, but like Earth Gang is a favorite of mine where like they have a really unique sound. They have really great lyrics. They put out some great stuff, and I think a lot of people do hate on the younger generation when it's like, I mean, that's always been the thing. Like when hip hop was first coming out in the 70s and 80s, like it got hate. 90s, it got hate. Like it's always going to get hate from the older generations and people that like jazz or bebop or whatever came before that. And people always hate on the new stuff, but there's always room for it too.
Yeah. What about you, GreyBeard?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too well plugged into like all the brand new shit and all the brand new kids and all that. I wish I was, and I wish I knew more about it and shit. But I know a lot of people our age talk shit about what's going on today, and
They do.
I don't understand that because hip hop was always like this open thing. It's up to your interpretation of it, and however it's a culture, and however you manifest it, that's cool because that's what it is for you, so I always kind of keep that attitude about it. There's definitely shit that I've heard that I don't like, but that's everything. I mean, there's always going to be whack shit.
Period.
But yeah, I'm not hating on nobody. Like if you grabbing a mic and you're a real MC, a fucking respect, man, because it's not easy.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to keep an open mind and an open ear because the moment that you stop doing that, it's like if you're going to stop listening to new music, does that mean that when new technology comes out, you're going to not pay attention to that too? Like we were just talking about how none of us like to write on paper anymore, right? But I mean, until they came out with these digital devices, tough shit, right? You had to write on fucking paper. That was if you wanted to put it. And some of these, remember, like they had to carve in stone and shit. Yeah, and it's like those guys that just had to carve in stone and shit. Like they would be like, man, y'all got pens and paper, and that would be revolutionary to them. Think about those guys that even had to use animal skins and inks and quills and just to write the shit down, and it took having a book meant, think about it like in perspective too. And this is even as in our current country's history, because people of color weren't even allowed to have a fucking book, let alone even know how to use a book. Like, you having a book was enough to be killed, and you knowing even how to read was enough to be killed back in those days for some folks, right? And the privilege of literacy and being able to communicate through written word is humongous and important for a culture to live on past its course, right? And we're lucky enough to have all of this recorded music for our time and generation until the grid goes down and everybody's digital, and now no one has any music because it's all up in the cloud and there's no physical copies for it to be played, right? So I mean, it's a lot of stuff with technology. It's good
Word.
and bad. What's another song we want to get into, gentlemen?
Pick one.
It don't have to be a video. It could be a new song off the
Yeah.
project. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, that's a good one. We haven't made a video for it yet, but Rolled One is off the project.
Is that on YouTube or is it on a streaming service?
It's on streaming.
All right. So go to Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a second. Tell us about it though. It's called Rolled One.
Yep.
Tell us about that one.
So yeah, this is just kind of like, I think, the hype song off the album. It's, more of a party song and more of just like a smoking and drinking song. And when GreyBeard and I get together, we pretty much always rap about weed in one way or the other. So, but this is the one on the album that stands out.
All my music is about weed.
Right.
There's a theme here. Like,
Word. About weed in my beard. God damn it.
all right. So I got this queued up and let's see here. All right.
Mad
Let me
Herbs.
get this,
There we go.
right, there we go. All right, so here's what I did on Spotify, and I undid it so you guys could see me do it. I'm going to hit copy and paste right quick and give you the link to this. So you have the link to this and the entire project, and you can follow them all. But what you need to do if you're on Spotify or any streaming platform, you need to save it to your library. You need to download it. But I have the app, so I'll download it on the other app. But make sure you do all of that good stuff like that. Like, follow, subscribe, support, and sit back, relax, and check out this one right here, Rolled One. If it wants to fucking play. Come on, man.
Yeah, yo, it's like sipping on a cold one. Smoked on my joint, so I rolled one. Sipping on a cold one. Smoked on my joint, so I rolled one. Up in about 5 minutes. Green makes me strong. Popeye and spinach. Watch at the finish line, I'll bust through and win it. Joint in my mouth, big fucking grinning like, I'm so smooth. Been a moment since I showed proof. Hop on my bike, might go for a cruise. Top back, that's no sunroof, just saying. It's like I couldn't give a care again. Say it twice so the message starts wearing in. I don't give a fuck what they think of my sound for. It's a bucket of paint, a stain on the ground floor. Left a mark on the base of the structure. These motherfuckers couldn't even touch it. Not just my credits or my rep climbing. Been slept on, stepped on, pressed to a diamond. And I'm sipping on a cold one. Smoked on the joint, so I rolled one. Sipping on a cold one. Smoked on the joint, so I rolled one.
Hey yo, crack me a brewski, puffin' on a joint like a 98 Lucy. You cruise speed, thinking that we came to play, cause I'm a cool motherfucker and my beard is gray. Hey, don't judge a book by its cover. You get beat up, feet up, and sent back to your mother. And there ain't shit that you could do. She'll probably beat your ass cause she likes me too. Ooh. But I ain't here for all of that. Pass me a brew and I'ma push the seat back. Hanging with my crew, smoke some kush and relax. Nothing else to do with nothing rushing me back to the crib, so I'ma chill right here. Smoke another joint and drink some more beer. Keep it going cause you know when I'm a trooper. And when it's time to go, somebody call me an Uber.
Sipping on a cold one. Smoked on my joint, so I rolled one. Sipping on a cold one. Smoked on my joint, so I rolled one.
Who was that on the beat?
I think I made that. I think that was me.
That was dope. Well, who
I
was
know
it?
that damn track. I
That
know
was
the
just
track that
MC.
you sampled.
Ah, hell yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
I know that track that you sampled, man. Because it's the same one that Tribe sampled too. What is that damn song? I've got it sitting over there.
I would have to look it up. I have no
I
idea.
know that song, bro. I know exactly what that is. I've got that album. Anyway, I'm always listening for samples and shit, man. That's my thing. So I can't help it. I'm touched by an angel, I guess. You know, shit. But yo, man, what
Touched
else
by
we gonna
something.
get? Touched by something for real, yeah. Thankfully not Diddy. What do you guys think about this shit going on, man? Like, honestly, we grew up like Just MC. I don't know. You seem like you're a little bit younger than like GreyBeard and us. How old are you, fam? If you don't mind saying.
37.
Right on. So not too younger, but younger, right? You're about a decade back. You're a generation back. But you grew up with Diddy too. So you can answer this shit too.
Luckily, not personally.
Not like Usher, right? Yes, not like Usher, right? Or Ursher. But man, what do you guys think about this wild stuff that's going on, man? Because and we will play etiquette again. We started off the show with etiquette. We'll end the show with etiquette. How about that? But what do you guys think about like this trial and all of the ramifications and all of the extra stuff that's coming out that we didn't already know that like is getting out there, man? Like,
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really trying to be too involved. I haven't really stayed up with it, but I know like what I've seen. I'm like I don't doubt it, and it kind of seems like the more you see, it's like, well, it's just been happening for so long. And same thing with like what's I think a major plague of Hollywood and that kind of whole machine is like there's just more going on behind the scenes than we ever really know, and unfortunately some of it's really kind of nasty stuff, but it's hard to say. But you know, from what I'm hearing, that's all you're hearing.
Yeah, I'm like Jess.
Maybe?
I'm not really following it. I don't care. Like that's not my lifestyle. I don't fuck around like that. It's just weird, you know. It's weird to see that shit actually happens and that there's actually like straight up evil motherfuckers in this world. But I guess it shouldn't be surprising.
And see, the one thing I do want to say, because I'm always I've historically been negative speaking about Diddy, Puffy, Puff Daddy, or whatever the fuck you want to call him, Sean, whatever he's calling himself at the moment, right? You know, because he's had Brother Love and all this
The
other
diddler.
stuff. The diddler, right? You know, the molestered. But I mean, like, man, it's difficult, man, because no one wants to have their shit drug around and drug out and played out like that, because everybody's got something that they don't want anybody to know about. There's always something embarrassing that but that's on some whole other stuff. But he's not the first one to do it. I mean, think of how is he different than Hugh Hefner? Even though I don't like the cat, right? But you hear about the Playboy Mansion, and you hear about all of the stuff that we were all growing up in, and that stuff was like promoted as being glamorous, and it was very overtly sexual. And you know, I've read interviews from former playmates about like how Hugh got down, and like the I think there was something I just read, like where they interviewed the twins and how they ended up having to get out of there. And what the straw that broke the camel's back is, I think that they moved to in the mansion when they were 18 or 19. And by the time that they were 19, you know, like within 6 months, they talked about how there was a STD outbreak in the mansion, and everybody had chlamydia, and that they were looked at like they were crazy and were told pretty much to suck it up, because if you're living this lifestyle, that's just the shit that goes along with it, and you know and that was just commonplace. You just bring people out and just line them up and have a doctor shoot them up with some stuff and keep it pushing, right? You had that money, but they say that he learned the shit from Clive Davis allegedly, and some of the other Ahmad, the guy that ran Arista Records, and I can't remember, his name was Ahmed something, Edgren or something like that. I had a chance to meet him one time, but that cat, was someone that they had implicated as teaching Diddy that, and they're even starting to implicate and there's people making statements that Jimmy Iovine allegedly and some of the folks that we know of still are. Think about the Harvey Weinstein thing, right? With the whole Hollywood stuff, right? And all of those actresses that came out during the Me Too movement, and how that's true,
Even African Bambaataa, and like what you've kind of heard maybe about him, like there's people out there that are into that shit, and unfortunately, I don't know if that'll ever go away, but it's definitely out there.
Yeah, man, it's wild out there, but I he's catching a lot of heat, and I think that there's some hypocritical folks out there. You know what I mean? Don't start casting stones and shit in glass houses, right? So it is what it is. It's just hip hop is very publicly in the world spotlight for not so good circumstances right now, right? And it's not a good look, but he was always a galvanizing figure, even for me, because I couldn't stand the fact that he ruined Notorious Big's albums, right? Like, I am still petitioning and for a No Diddy version of Ready to Die and Life After Death. Like, I don't want to hear his voice on it, because he talks nonstop through the whole fucking thing. So I have that Suge Knight attitude, all on the records, all in the videos. Come to death row. I felt him when he said that. So, but nah.
Classic.
Yeah, man. What about beef? Have you guys ever encountered beef, or had to deal with beef in your career, in the community and MCs across, locally or regionally or anything out there? Any of you guys ever dealt with that?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
I don't know. My first thought is I'm a vegetarian. But no, I don't. I haven't really had, especially in the local community. Like, pretty much everyone's really chill, and like in Colorado too. I think it's just like such a Colorado mentality that like even the bad rappers get cheered on. Usually, it's like I think people want to see people succeed and give them a chance. And I know, like, you go to New York and it's going to be like way harsher scene. People are going to boo you off the stage even if you're good sometimes. But
it was like that in Ohio and Cincinnati. They were on your ass. Like, you get one word out, it was like Apollo. Boo! It's like, God.
Right? Yeah, and Colorado, I think people are just like, maybe everyone's just too stoned. I don't know, but they'll sit back and just watch it happen and let it happen and then move on.
They're like far out, man.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. What about you, GreyBeard?
Nah, I don't put myself out there like that. Like, and yeah, I mean, like, I'm not sure if I would even reply. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I guess maybe I've been lucky, but I've never had to really deal with that. So I'm not trying to.
There's this dude, GreyBeard. I think him and I are about to.
Yeah.
And there's
Fuck
someone
you,
that just calls
GreyBeard.
himself just MC, and he does more than just MC. No, I mean, like that's dope. I mean, and having that, that's a good thing, right? But do you guys subscribe to the thought that if you're not doing something right if you don't have haters? Because you hear people say that as a thing, like, well, you're not doing it if you don't have haters and stuff like that. I mean, you hear that, but
Yeah, no, I mean, there's every once in a while someone will talk some shit or put a little comment in or whatever, But I mean, I just block that shit because I'm the type of dude that'll stick in my fucking head for like a month, dude. And I'm not trying to like reply back or none of that. I'll just block you, delete your shit, and move the fuck on because I don't have time for that, man. Like I got better shit to do in my life.
Yeah,
amen to that.
agreed. Yeah, every once in a while, someone will say some shit, and it's just like you want to let it eat at you or whatever, and you want to take it to heart too. There's this part of you as an artist, but at the same time, it's like, to a degree, if you don't have haters, you're maybe not doing something right because like you're probably not putting your shit out enough if no one's talking shit on it. But yeah, at the same time, you just got to kind of write off the things that you don't agree with or care enough about.
That's fair, man. That I think you have to have that attitude to be a successful artist, right? You have to know that and you have to accept, and I think even as a mature adult, you have to accept that not everybody's going to like you. And it's not it's okay if they don't like you because you don't like everybody, right? You meet people, you just like, man, that person's energy is just completely opposite of mine, and I do not want to be around that whatsoever, right? That right? So I mean, it's just gonna be that way, and until you realize that, again, you put your stuff out, your people will find you. You will find your audience, and you keep pressing and moving forward and build a movement. And you can make it happen. So, yeah, man.
And that's the thing. Like, if you don't like something these days, like, don't listen. Like, go the fuck away. Like, I don't. Like there's
Change the
plenty of other
channel,
shit to
bitch.
listen to. Like,
Exactly.
go move the fuck on. Like, I don't. If you don't like my shit, I didn't make it for you. So fuck off. Like. I don't know what else to tell you.
Word.
And being able to stand on your convictions and say it, like, well, hey, I didn't like that track. Well, hey, that track wasn't for you.
Yeah,
exactly. I didn't write it for you, homie.
At a point, it's almost like, all right, well, what do you like? And when you see the shit that they say and you're like, I don't like any of that shit, like, why all of a sudden they don't like you because you just don't vibe.
I'm like, your mama liked it.
That's the shit that I say too. Is like, man, you should have saw your mama's ass jiggled when she heard the beat. we had her ass cheeks clapping. I don't know about you, fam, but
you got a line about that on the album, GreyBeard.
What's that?
If you don't like my shit, your mom probably likes it.
Miss Catherine says she is your mama. Shout out to Miss Catherine. Love you. Good seeing you here, fam. But I mean, like, that is true. It's just like, fuck it, man. Like, and having that attitude in life, in all aspects of life, and when you can gain that insight and know that, like, hey, I'm just gonna do me, fuck it, right? And I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna do me and do me to the best that I can do me possible. And if I do that, I'm doing the best I can, man. So, yeah, for real. Bluebeard, you got anything?
What about what you were talking about, or anything? Period.
Anything, man.
Ah, man, shit. I gotta do some music with Just MC for sure.
Hell yeah,
I mean, that's for sure.
Man,
that's for sure.
Me and GreyBeard got something nice brewing up, though, man. I really digging what we've been doing.
I've heard some of them.
Earlier, when y'all were talking about what you be bumping, like, I stay bumping Bluebeard shit, and so right now the last songs I've been doing was with GreyBeard, so I stayed bumping that and the Matter shit I got going with my son, and that's pretty. I don't even really listen to my music. I listen to other shit just to keep in tune. But if I'm in the whip, I'm banging my shit.
All right, so we've got someone that Midget Mike. I don't think he's in the chat yet because he's probably not off work yet. But he always asks, so I'm gonna ask for him. What artist gets no play in your ride? Just Emcee first. Gets no play. It's an automatic throw it out the window. Or
he asked GreyBeard this when he was on the Suspects the other night.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm leaving you off. I let you off the hook.
I mean that's tricky, but you name a pop country artist, and that's one. But I mean, if we're trying to stay within hip hop, like I don't know, there's definitely a lot of shit like that I don't like. But I don't know if I could even say because I don't like them.
I feel you. I mean, Gorilla Strong said Magoo. That's fucked up, man. Rest in peace, Magoo. He ain't that, but when I'll tell you, when Magoo said the bird, the bird is a word in the damn. I was like, man, you just did some Silk the Shocker shit on me right here. I'm going to go ahead and not listen to this right now. I got mixed emotions about this song now. But no, I mean, yeah, there's artists out there. I mean, but again, if those artists are successful, there's plenty of people bumping them because they're, like you mentioned, the bro country movement. And like, I hate country music. The only country music that I will fuck with is that old school shit, you know, where motherfuckers were really shooting wives and not against women violence and shit or whatever, but they were doing real drugs and crimes and, you know, we're going through some situations. They were the outlaw country cats, you know, that type of shit, you know, the shit that my grandfather would listen to truck driving and stuff, and my dad and all that. But that's the only thing that I would, and I don't even like that shit too. So, I mean, if I'm gonna keep it honest, but not a fan of country music too much. So that's me. So, yo, man, what song? We got one more track we're going to play, and then we're going to play Etiquette, and then we're going to stab up out of here. What's another track that you want to have played before we get up on out of here?
Something off the new album. What do you think, GreyBeard?
What's the period? What's going to put the period on this thing?
And that's original. That's a good one. We've been doing that live, and it's a pretty hype ass song. I like that one.
Yeah, that would be good.
That's original.
Yeah.
Yes, tell us about it. Set the table for us while I cue that up.
This is another one Just Emcee produced. I don't even remember. I have the worst memory. I don't know why.
Y'all smoked way too much weed making this album, family. Like, I don't even remember this song.
I think this is one of the first songs that we actually completed for this project. I think this is like one of the first. So
I think you're right. Yeah, I think I sent GreyBeard the beat, and he had the idea for the hook, and just kind of, you know, like we do what we do and keep it original. So
yeah. So that's original, y'all. So this one right here, let's get this queued up and ready to go. I'm gonna hit this play button, and I better play this time.
Flip it like a mad scientist. People keep on buying this. Reach you with the lethal lyrics, trying to beat the client list. But that's a no-no. People take my photo, post it up online, and I appreciate the promo. God as my witness, put you on the hit list. Rip a mic quick like most of y'all ain't did this. Lufa rig this, hope the fuck out. Tear the mic heads and then quickly duck out. Who's the best at doing this? I don't really care. Keep doing what I do because original is rare. Keep the music flavorful, that's how we gon' get paid in full. Just Emcee and GreyBeard, staying fully capable and not replaceable, both one of a kind. Control with the flow, that's so blowing your mind. Don't gotta play a role, that goes with knowing the time. My money and my goals stay so intertwined. And that's original. Yeah, stay original. And that's original. Stay original.
Yo, stay original, pave the way for digital. Mind often wanders off when it's the most pivotal time. In a moment I find that I'm in a coma, but I pry through my skull and climb out through the opening. Nah, I'm never getting backed into a wall. Climb over, dig under, hack a weak spot till it falls. A long haul, glimmering lit with the light at the end. But I'm in for the long haul, still got time to repent. A sigh of relief, I see a sign of belief, or just a reminder to keep going as leaves crumble. The message fades away, papers a leaf anyway. Pass message through art, my purpose, stay humble. The numbers we keep on the face on the wall, they keep me from finding the time to evolve. I need to look past the past, be less cynical, break over my walls and keep it original.
And that's original. Yeah, stay original. And that's original. Stay original.
Hell yeah, man.
Banger.
Thank you.
Man, y'all, if y'all don't know, here's the direct link to the entire album for Dead in the Streets, y'all, on Spotify. You can check it out on all streaming platforms. And then here are the links to Just Emcee's website, which is wolfhousestudios.com. It is in the link or in the description of the YouTube and Facebook video or description. And then also we have GreyBeard HipHop.com, which is GreyBeard's website that you can stay up to date on everything with both these gentlemen. Make sure you save those, bookmark them, and also follow them on all streaming platforms, y'all. Make sure that you support. If you are an artist and you're interested in working with them, please, or any of our guests, reach out to us, reach out to them. We are all working together to continue to collaborate and build this thing that we call hip hop. And especially, we're really trying to push for collaboration amongst artists that have been on the show or wanting to be on the show, or just viewers or part of the community. Man, please, by all means, let's link up together and work and continue to build and grow, because I mean, we've had a ton of projects already come out just from the episodes that we've done, so it's really great, man. It's right, Gorilla Strong Synergy, y'all. That's what it's called. Create that shit, work on that shit, and complete that shit. And we're gonna end how we began, y'all, with Etiquette before we get up out of here. So we're gonna play Etiquette. Is featuring Mad Ways, Cloak, Boogie Bang, and GreyBeard, y'all. And no one had a
Herbs
chance.
one on the beat.
And exactly, our own Herbs motherfucking one on the beat. It's a Mad Herbs project. Tell us about how this came about. Like, I'd love to hear like the interaction between, because we really didn't know, or like we haven't talked about it on the air, like how you guys actually linked up and started working and getting it cracking, like, because that happened really quick too.
Yeah, so real quick, Herb shot me, a little beat pack. That was the first track I as soon as I heard it, I wrote my shit. We were actually about to interview Ives Irie that day. So I got home at around 5:00 and laced my shit up real quick before 5:30 so I could hop on backstage. I sent it to my son, and he then wrote his shit. And then we recorded it the next morning. I reached out to the homie Boogie Bang, had him drop it, and me and GreyBeard knew each other off like the gram and off like the insane asylum, but we really didn't know each other. But I reached out to him and was like, bro, I hear you on this joint. You know what I mean? I think I hit him up first, like, we should work. You know what I mean? Like that whole Bluebeard, GreyBeard shit, it's already there. Like, we don't even have to say nothing. And he was like, yeah, he was with it. And he sent me some beats and I sent him this track. And I was like, yo, you know, I could use that close out on the track, and he said say less, and yeah, shot it to him one day, and the next day I already had the stems back, and got the homie out in Canada. He did the mix down for us, so shout out to my boy DJ Juggy and Rated R, and yeah, that's the joint, man.
Boom, there it is, y'all. So check this out, man. We're gonna get into etiquette right before we get up out of here. So check this out, man. Etiquette, y'all. Run it up, run it up.
You already stepped over the motherfucking line when you thought this was gonna be another regular old rhyme. This is only by design. Dollar bills all in my mind. Put this on the vine so they can spin this shit at any time. My name is Cloak. Who goes there? It's your nightmares. I got a couple words to spare. Don't fight fair, cause buddy, life's not fair. Should I go on? Cause I might stop there. It's your dreams talking. Now I got the mic. Put it in the coffin. Go and kill the hype. Let it breathe, you a different breed, like a pedigree. My etiquette is too pristine, ain't no one ahead of me. And mentally, you don't wanna battle with this weaponry. Tryna dodge the jealousy, essentially I'm heavenly gifted. I'm really cut different, smoking up lifted, sparking up interest.
They said I'm sick of salmonella, hella dope, fella scope. Bullets for your folk, man, I scramble up his egg yolk. Boogie's not a joke, if he chuckle, I'ma burn him. Power punches, fist of fury, tapping on his sternum. Fold him like he origami, intricate, my etiquette is medicine for niggas that was missing all these lessons, kid. Icky vicious, my method is Mad Max. Whenever the god raps, I give him the brass tacks. Only facts, black, do it in the diatribe. Venom from the pulpit, my city full of fireflies. Burn it all down, sounds bang from a sewer grate. Gold on a plate when we poly for these newer tapes. Fucking with the greats, beard bluer than the sky be. Cloak with the goats, dope quotes in my IV. Boogie got the butter's own churn for you slags. Man, I did it for the art, traded riches for the rags, homie.
I'm a real psycho like Be Real and Leezy. Rock the industry and tell the haters be easy. The double barrel make them go night night, they too sleepy. Catch me in the hood blowing trees with the hippies. On the herbs beat, this mad herb shit. The verbalist, lyricist, and the herbalist. We smoke that organic, your shit's fake, you synthetic. Your squad's pathetic, raised with no etiquette. Bluebeard, I'm the starter of the Armageddon. From a felon to a legend in a split second. I'm on stage rocking with my son, my bloodline present. Haters heading for the exit. Exhibit shit cause I'm restless. Had you on the guest list. How'd you end up on my hit list? What is this? Pulled up, smoking on the Hadar. Now we on everybody's radar. My tracks hit like a strike from Neymar.
Truly sick psycho, mask on like Michael. On your block, on the rooftop with a rifle. Delightful violence, moving all in silence. Ruling, I'm not fooling when we're pulling in the lines. Working overtime, designing rhymes to blow your mind. Slow your roll or fold them, cause my flow is glowing so divine. Turn the lights off, my shine consume the rooms. Got you seeing colors like you ate a bag of shrooms. But that don't faze me, flip a beat that's gravy. Hip to be in history that got me going crazy. So buck the fuck up, knuckle up, I'm chuckling, these suckers got me stuck. My life's a movie though, moving like a torpedo. Fast, I'm quick to slash, I crash because you fucking bore me, yo. That's my story, yo, and I'm sticking to it. Leave your crew in ruin cause I'm doing how I do it.
And they did it, y'all.
Hell yeah.
They fucking did it.
And after I said it to GreyBeard, I was like, your last bar has to be a cappella, bro. Let's go. You got that shit. That shit ended fucking sweet.
Run that shit up, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Run it up. Hey, yo, this has been a dope ass episode, man. I hope to have you gentlemen back.
Appreciate y'all for sliding through. Appreciate
yes.
you. Yeah,
absolutely. As
Thank
you
you
guys
for having us.
continue to create, we would love to just collaborate and continue the relationship on. And you gentlemen are here locally, so we definitely have to make that happen, a meetup. And when we get mad ways out here on the other side of the mountains, you know what I mean? We definitely got to have a link up. But yeah.
And if y'all got something new video, new project, hit us up. Come through. We, put it out for the people.
Oh yeah.
Nothing but love for you guys. You know. I mean.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that. Likewise.
Yeah, man. So from all our beards to you, shout out. Thank you so much for tuning in to B-Boys Underground live. Y'all that tuned in live, man, y'all are super special. And even y'all that's watching it on the run back, because you just kept playing it back because you couldn't get enough. Y'all are special too. We appreciate
everybody.
Yeah, you can follow us on YouTube at youtube.com, B-Boys Underground. On Facebook, we have a Facebook group and a page. We stream live on our Facebook page. That is B-Boys Underground. And then on twitch.tv/GhostBoogie66, as it is underneath my name right here. Go ahead and check that out. Twitch, we have live mixes and all different types of content on that. You can check out all of our podcasts that I stream on that channel too. So one way to stay locked and tuned is check out our social media and also just follow all our channels and you'll never miss a thing, right? And with that being said, let's go around the horn, man. GreyBeard, you got any shout outs, fam?
Man, shout outs to B-Boys Underground. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate y'all. Everyone in the chat, everyone that's watching. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at GreyBeard_Denver. GreyBeardHipHop.com is a great place to meet up with me. We out here in Denver, so hit me up.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely. Hit them up. And then Just Emcee. Shout outs, family.
Likewise, shout out you guys. Thanks for having me. Shout out GreyBeard. Shout out my wife. Just shout out everyone watching, listening, checking us out, going peeping the project and running up the streams. Like, we really appreciate it. We love that you guys are checking out our project and the work that we do. And that's it.
Absolutely, man. It's great to meet you as well. And Mr. Madways Bluebeard. Shout outs, family.
Yeah, shout out to you, Boogie. And shout out to these two gentlemen, GreyBeard and Just Emcee. I look forward to continue to work with GreyBeard, and I look forward to working and building with Just Emcee. And shit, we should rock something, all three of us. That'll be nice. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Let's get it popping. But appreciate everybody that pulled up. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, number love. Follow all the homies. Follow us. You know where we be. Be back tomorrow for the usual suspects. Smoke something.
That's right. Yes. So for tomorrow night, look, I just want to say again, thank you everybody that tuned in live. Thank you everybody that continues to support B-Boys Underground and everything that we do. Thank you to, of course, you, Bluebeard. Thank you, GreyBeard. Thank you, Just Emcee. Big shout outs to G-Fresh and Big Weez, our other co-hosts who couldn't be here with us today.
Just Emcee, aka Blackbeard. My bad. Had to say it.
It's a little red.
Black
and red.
Ghost Boogie, aka Yamo B-Beard. You know what I mean? So anyway, look, man. Again, check us out tomorrow night. Usual Suspect Sesh will be back, but check it out. Special information, special news that you're not going to want to miss tomorrow night. We're making an announcement tomorrow night on the Usual Suspect Sesh. So for you usual suspects out there, don't miss this one. You better pull up if you want to know what's the real. But again, keep it positive, keep it pushing, keep it persevering. You cannot change the shit that's happened in the past. So stop thinking and worrying about it and wishing woulda, coulda, shouldas, but you didn't, or that something happened that didn't let it happen. So what happened was meant to be, right? So let that shit be. You cannot control the future, and you not control or predict the future, right? Because if you did and you didn't send me the winning lottery numbers, fuck you. But what you have is the present. So stay in the present, lock in, focus on the present, stop tripping in the future and the past. Prepare in the present for the future that you want for yourself. Much love. Y'all split that. And we are out of here, y'all. B-Boys Underground. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Rollo.
Rollo. Let's see here. End stream. And now we should be ending, right? One. Bye, guys. There